Hello and welcome along to 442 Arsenal. It's deal done for Kepa, the keeper from Chelsea. The deal seems to be around £5 million. Kepa himself has said that he's happy to be joining Arsenal. He feels like that this is the project he wants to be part of, that Arsenal look like a club that are going to be winning things. And I think this is a logical thing to do because Neto, the goalkeeper that was with us, who was on loan from Bournemouth, has went back to Bournemouth now because his loan deal is done. So Karl Hein, I believe, would have been the backup keeper. Hein probably wouldn't be a very strong backup keeper to have. So bringing somebody in like Kepa is a good backup keeper to have. Now, how often we'll see him this season or next season, I'm unsure because obviously David Raya plays, Premier League, Champions League, all those big matches. Most likely Kepa will be playing the cup matches. Obviously we don't want to see Raya get injured, so unless Raya does get injured, touch wood, then Kepa most likely will come in. But for 5 million, and I think his wages are meant to be high, but it is kind of typical with Arsenal, and it's kind of typical if you want to get a keeper. Kepa is a well-known keeper, so of course his wages are going to be quite high, but I think having him as a backup keeper is always a good option. But again, I obviously want to see Raya play as much for us as possible. But yeah, I think this is now the official first signing for Arsenal this season. Obviously Zubimendi hasn't been officially confirmed yet. Then there's some other players that have been linked to us. And the next player then that is obviously strong link to us, that is the main title of this video, is Eze from Crystal Palace. Now, Fabrizio Romano has posted twice in the last few days about this guy. That the Aaron talks start on Monday. Eze is open to talks with Arsenal. His release clause is around is £60 million, and I think if this is something that we can get done, this is some huge news for Arsenal. I know Spurs were interested in him, but just from reading news sources and hearing about Eze, who he's linked in that, it seems like Arsenal are the front runners. So if this is going to happen, I hope it's done soon and fast. We don't want this to linger on for the next couple of weeks, because again, Sesko, Gyökeres, I know Sesko, his wage demands have dropped. We are still not sure what's happening there. Is it Gyökeres? Is it Sesko? More than likely it's going to be Gyökeres for that striker role. So we don't want to have all these transfers going on at once, all these players linked to us, and basically nobody officially being confirmed. We want to be getting deals done with fast. So hopefully, if this Eze thing is real, it is obviously real, but if it is going to happen, let's let it happen as soon as possible. But Eze, of course, can play on the wing. I think as well, you could probably play him that attacking mid role. He is just a great option to have up front or in the attacking front three. Arsenal need to be up in the ante. Obviously, we've been relying on Martinelli, Saka, then obviously if it's been either Jesus, Havertz, sometimes Trossard has played that role. Obviously then Moreno, when we had so much injuries last year, has played that centre forward role. So we need to have more options up there, and we need to have players like Eze who have proven themselves, especially in the Premier League. We know how good this guy is. He can get assists, he can get goals, and if we get that striker role if we get a striker in there as well, like Gyökeres or Sesko, then we've got some real threat up front. Obviously having Saka there, having Martinelli, if Martinelli stays. So it's interesting to see now what will happen with this. Again, like I said, they're in talks. It's just about, I suppose, getting an agreement if Arsenal are going to pay that 60 million release clause, and of course we'll see what happens. But I'd love to see this guy come to us. I've been a big admirer of him when he was playing for Crystal Palace, and I even said it last year that we should have went in for him, and he looks like a perfect fit for Arsenal. And it's similar to when Wilfried Zaha was at Crystal Palace. Every season it was always Wilfried Zaha being linked to Arsenal, never actually happening. And again, I think Wilfried Zaha would have been an incredible buy for us. So hopefully this is not Wilfried Zaha 2.0, that we actually get this deal done with, and hopefully it's done pretty soon, because again, like I said, we need to get the striker. We need to get a striker like Sesko or Gyökeres signed for us before the season starts. So that's all the news for now, and thank you for watching.